bellwether trials, or the possibility of a bellwether trial, are the main impetus for settlement in complex mass tort cases. And I think that bellwether trials are of particular importance in cases where liability is a close call. And I think particularly in cases where, in most mass tort drug and device cases, the issues of general causation are kind of the overriding issue. And if you're in a case where general causation is somewhat debatable, from the defense side, they think that the evidence doesn't rise, the epidemiological evidence doesn't rise to the level that's necessary for causation. Bellwether trials are really important. Sometimes they're not as important in cases maybe where there's a signature injury, or there's been a recall of the liability. The liability picture is very clear. But my experience is that bellwether trials are very important in helping the parties understand what the potential range of values of the case may be. And they also were more instructive than in just in providing values. I think they allow the plaintiff's counsel a chance to kind of organize their pretrial discovery efforts, put together their pretrial package that can be used for cases down the road. They also allow the sides to put together their key documents and evaluate their case themes. I think also they allow both the in-house counsel and defense counsel and plaintiff counsels to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of their evidence and arguments. And a bellwether trial lets people evaluate the risks and costs that are associated with litigation. And hopefully, if bellwether trials are done well, they can help precipitate a global resolution and make sure that negotiations happen in a real-world setting, and not in a vacuum, where you have a real-world jury deciding what a case is worth. There are limitations to the bellwether process that I've experienced in my practice, and I think a lot of people have. The bellwether process is as only good as the bellwether selection, how you go about selecting cases for trial. In order for bellwether trials to be instructive of case values, you need bellwether cases that are representative of a wide swath of issues that are present in the litigation. But what we find is that in picking bellwether cases, all too often the system falls apart. Judge Fallon talks about in his article that the best system is one where the judge is involved in picking the representative cases. But what we all too often find is that the system is the defense pick a group of cases for the bellwether pool, and then the plaintiffs pick what they view their best cases for the bellwether pool, and the selection is done without any guidelines, and you end up getting a stacked deck. And what we've seen, like recently in the Yaz litigation, is the judge has become so frustrated with the bellwether process that he's just thrown out the whole set of cases and started over.